So back to what we were discussing yesterday. We started off with an introduction. So introduction to animation, unlocking your creativity. Everyone has a creative skill. Everyone has creativity in him. But the one who made us is a creative person. So we can't make us without imbibing in us what is in him. Okay, so as I said earlier, I'm an animator. For the purposes of we are gathered here, you know me as an animator. My name is Christopher Kweku Incubating. You can call me Kweku Infi. I'm known as Kweku Straits across social media, and I am an animator, as I said. I wasn't born with a pencil in my hands, so for most of the things, although I have the natural inclination, I learned them. I was not born like a DB family. Okay, some would think, okay, he's an animator. He began with like something, but no, that's not the case. I was the only child of my family. I grew up watching a lot of animations. And growing up, I wanted to be an animator too, because animations inspires me a lot. There are a lot of things that are in there that can be contained in animation. If you want to pass out any message, you can pass it on to animation. Animation is the best video because most of the target audience or its audience are young minds. If you, I believe you should tell a young mind something, the person would grab it faster. So that's why I'm doing animation. You're welcome, me. I started off from international school, then I went to one to go early school with somewhere. But in SHS, I went to Ghana Senior High. I took the visual art course, so I have a bit of art skills too. I did visual art. My lessons were sculpture, graphic design, DKA, and the rest is history. From SHS, I went to NAFTI, and that's where I took my animation course. Look, went on there. Someone would say my background in art influenced my choice of career. Yes, I intentionally chose to take the art courses because I knew where I was going. And so after I went to National Film and Television Institute, tell you don't need a degree to do animation. That's the fact. One fact that I noticed in animation school. Even after animation school, I noticed you don't actually need a degree because there are people doing animation without a degree. You can join a short course in animation, you can learn animation through so many ways online, and a lot of courses online, YouTube. So for those of you out there who want to enter into animation, start from where you are. Okay, so yesterday also I shared my portfolio with you. I wouldn't waste much time. I'll post the link of my portfolio in the group. So if you want to see, go. So as I said earlier, after 40 minutes, the lesson will break, and then we'll break for the class, and then we take a 20 minutes break. So it's 40-20 or 40-10, depending on the circumstances. You need to build an online presence when it comes to animation, because most of your clients are going to come from online. Here locally, we don't do much of animation. I mean, our industry is not that, let me say, developed for animation. So some of the clients will come from online. So if you want to really move on career in animation, you have to have an online presence. Have an IG account. IG, I recommend IG because that's what I've used and that's what I've helped. You can post your works there and use that as your portfolio. And then, or so anyone who asks for your works, you just give them a reference or a link to your portfolio and show your work. Show your work. Don't be too shy to show the little that you are doing. Where you are now is impressive. Like someone wants to be there, and it's not too small a place for you to be. So show your work. Don't be bold enough to show your work, even if it's just a simple sketch. You can show the process of you sketching. Some are making online streams with it, and then you show the results. To post your works. Don't be shy. Don't keep them to yourself. When I say dedicated, I mean dedicated. It will help you a lot. Because if I come to your page and I see other things there, I might be scrolling and I'll see a picture of you, a picture of your friend at a party, I might be turned off. And it's not professional. Since you're going to use that page as a link to send to prospective employers or contractors. So I advise that you just post content concerning what you are doing. That's animation there. And get involved. Like when you go online and you see someone's post, try and comment. Say something about the person. Okay, what ask the person, comment the person. If the person is doing a good job, let him know. It's not a competition. There's enough for everybody out there. So it's not a competition like we do in school. Go out there, make friends, connect with industry people, and commend them for their works, give comments, and the thing say as you do unto people, people will do unto you. So we also introduced Creator yesterday. We did the interface. So this I will take the opportunity to show you the interface of Creator. But before that, let's look at some of the things you need for Creator. You need a computer or a phone. There's a Creator app you can access from your phone, right? But if you don't have a computer, but I would advise that you get one as soon as possible and then work with it. Then next you need a tablet, a graphic tablet, because Krita is for mostly 2D animations. You need a tablet. You can use a mouse though. I'll show you how to use a mouse because I know most of our viewers don't have tablet they are working with. So I'll show you how to use a mouse to animate. Because as we move on in the lessons, you might have to get a tablet. You should invest in your craft, okay? And then you need time, a lot of time, because animation takes time. Find that out. You need to sit down for long hours. Although technology is intervening and is helping us to cut down the time for animation. And I'm hoping that tomorrow we'll get to see how we can use technology to facilitate our animation. Some of the AI tools that is available now. But in all of that, you need time. Time is of the essence. So introducing Krita. So this is the interface of Krita. This is how it looks like. I did some simple animations here. I'll show you how to do. It's an exercise we did back in tertiary. It's called the bouncing ball. And this is how Krita looks like. And the first time you open Krita, let me try opening a new. The first time you open Krita, this is what it will give you. You have to input your desired resolutions, frame width and height, and all that. But you can just go ahead and create. And if you create, it will give you a blank data page like this. So this is what we just created. We've not given it a name yet. And this is what I have here. See they are at the top here. You can just be switching to your workspaces from here. And you can save it from here. Just go save and give it a name. Any name you like. Let's say it's called test project. And then you save. And if you save, it will appear in your files like this. Like this. I'm pointing my mouse to. So this is how your Twitter document appears. So let's go back to our demo project. This is what I have done so far. These are two balls, the blue balls and the red ball. This is what we have here. And these are our frames. So right now, I'm scrolling through your timeline. So over here is your working timeline. This is where you do your sketches. So you have our frames here in the timeline. With the eyeball, you can hide or review what you have. They are not gone, they are still there. You can hide or review any of the layers. This is what we call the layers. And the same layers can be seen here. And hide or review the layers from here. This is your timeline, and your timeline has your layers. But if you really want to do stuff with your layers, you would go here, can increase or decrease the opacity of your layers so that you use do anything. Maybe if you have a reference picture you are tracing, you can bring them here and import pictures here. And then you reduce the opacity so you can trace. Especially when you are using the rotoscope technique. You go to the techniques of animation very soon, but just this is a pass through. Can reduce the opacity here, can change your blend modes here. Example, I can change the blend mode of this layer to anything I want from here. And you can see the effect it's having on my layer. Okay.
Mr. Baden.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, please, I have a question.
Okay, if it's not too long, then I can answer. Other than that, you have to put it in the page, as I said earlier, so that in the next sessions, I will answer all the questions.
Oh, okay. Please, I want to know the app you are using, the name of the app you are using.
So from the presentation, I told you it's Krita. Yeah, using Krita. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Please follow. Okay. Okay, so it's Krita. As you can see from the top here, name of the application is Krita. And for the layers, if you should point your mouse pointer to the blend mode and scroll up or down, the layer will change. As you can see, the blend mode will change. So that is for the layer. Aside that, we have the normal menu bar here. And in Creator, it's a 2D software. So you use like if you are drawing on a sheet of paper, you use brushes. And you can change your brushes from here. You click on the sign here. And to show you all your brushes. There are so many brushes. There are digital sets of brushes. There are eraser sets. There are ink sets. And there are paint sets of brushes. They all have, just as you use a pencil, the way the pencil feels like is different from the way a pen feels like, or a brush. So let me do this. Let me just create a new layer. You create a new layer from here to the plus sign at the bottom of the far left side of your screen. This is a new layer I created, and it's also appearing here. Let me just drag it to the top like that. You click on any layer and drag, and to appear on top. And with the layer, the way it works is that the ones on top will overlay the ones on the bottom. So for example, if I should choose a brush, any form of brush, and then select the layer, make sure that you are intentionally selecting a layer, and then you draw. Let me try changing the color. You can right click, and then it will give you this menu. And from here, you can change your color. You can select brushes also from this menu. So what I did was that you right click, then you select a brush, and then it's active now. So you draw. And because my layer is on top, it's overlaying the ones on the bottom. If I should drag my layer down, see my balls are now on top. My blue balls and my red balls, they are now on top. So let me drag back to the top. My drawing layer I just did is on top, and hide it. And if I should hide this, it will not appear in my final work. I can reduce the opacity of that layer and increase the opacity. Just like we did earlier, you can change the blend mode by scrolling. Also, the mouse pointer is pointing to the blend menu. I'm changing the blend mode of the layer I just created. Okay, so our session will end shortly, okay, because our time is running out. So after this session, we give ourselves like 20 minutes break, as we said earlier, and then you can post all your questions there. So this is just an overview of the Creator application or software. And one tool we use in animation that helps us a lot is the onion skin. We call it onion skin. Don't mind the name, but it's like putting a light under a paper. Putting two papers together with one with images and putting a light under it. You can see the ones that are beneath, right? And what this onion skin does is that it shows you the sketches you have in the previous frames. See, let me turn the onion skin and show you what we have actually. So I've turned off the onion skin, which was done with this light bulb on the layers. And same way you can turn the onion skin on or off in the layers menu or bar. You can also turn it on or off from here. Let me hide one layer and just okay. So we have the red ball layer active now. That's the only one visible. So what the light box or the onion skin does is that you see you have a red ball here, but we have a faint red ball here on top, and we have a light, another faint light green ball here. You have only one ball on a screen or a workspace. What I guess is that I scroll, use the mid scroll bar to scroll in and out, zoom in and out. So scrolling will zoom in or out. So we have just one ball active now. But the onion skin views the frame at the back and the frame in front. So the onion skin will show you what is here and the next and also the previous. And you can activate the onion skin with this icon. This is the onion, showing the onion skin menu. And send it away to have more time or space on your timeline, and you can bring it back. I can bring back our onion skin. So this is our onion skin back. You can change the number of layers or frames you would like to see in the onion skin. So I'm showing more previous drawings. I can just deactivate them. So one will show you the one just before. That's the one before negative numbers. And the positive numbers will show you the one after. So I'm just showing one onion skin after. Sorry about that. So I can show two more, like just clicking the number 2. And then if I click, you see it's lit up with the blue things. And then I can show the third. So I'm showing 3 layers or frames after. And what this also allows you to do is that you can adjust the opacity of the layer you are choosing. So for instance, you see that there are some bars here or graphs here. I can adjust the amount of opacity of the onion skins I have. So you see like the very next ball after the original red, for this is it. So we are just showing one onion skin. I can reduce the opacity or increase the opacity depending on what I'm doing. So the I should activate two balls after. This is the second or two balls after. I can also adjust the opacity like that. So you click and you drag. If I, okay, when we begin animation, you see how best we can use the onion skin. Okay, see how much it can help us. So this onion skin, and just send that away for now. These are the tools you'll be using the Creator software. You can just drag from the side, from the dots there, and you have your tools, just like any other editing software you used before. You have the brush tool. If you point to tell you the name of the tool, it's a freehand brush, the line. So with that, let's go back to the original layer we created and just hide all the other layers. Back to the new layer we created. So let's see what the various tools does. I changed the blend mode, so let me just send it back to its original. Yes, it's normal. Normal, you have the original color you used. So we take a brush tool from here and we can draw. Click and drag it to the area. I'll be using a graphic tablet from here, so I can use my pen to draw. And then one thing with Creator also is that you can pick erasers from here. And you can change the size of the tool at the top here. You can see size and then opacity. If I change the size of the tool, you have a bigger pencil like that. And then I can pick an eraser from here and clean what I've done if I don't like it. I can change the color of my brush, as I said earlier, by right clicking, then picking a color from the wheels over here. I can just pick from anywhere. Just click and drag, and then it will go around picking a color. You just click on any color, get the properties of the color right, the way you like it. Then click back on the screen, that menu disappears. Then I have a new color I can paint with. I can change the opacity of my brush to make it lighter. I can increase the opacity of my brush to its original form. And let me change the brush I'm using. Let's pick this one. Let's see how. So you can see, as you can see, has a whole different feel. That's how the brush is. Let's take another brush and see what it does. Let's select the digital brushes, then pick this one. Increase the size so we can have a feel of how it looks like. Okay. And let's try another brush. This is how the brush is looking. I see you doing some zoom and zoom out screen. Let's go to another screen and use other brushes. What we did is still here. So when you play animation, that's what. And one thing with Creator is that whenever you go to a new frame, you have to click this icon to create an actual frame there. You see, what is written there? Add blank frame. Click it, and then it adds a blank frame. What I did here is still on the timeline.